Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. 27-year-old St. Thomas man fatally shot in bed. A St. Thomas father was left grief-stricken after learning that his 27-year-old son was shot dead in his bedroom on Saturday. "Me hear one shot, and then me hear a next shot, and me boy bawl out," said a shaken Robert Taylor as he relived the minute his son, O'Keefe, was killed. Robert was in his bedroom when he heard the shots coming from his son's bedroom about 12:15 a.m. The barrage of bullets echoed throughout their house in Capture Land and spilled over into the community of Seaford in St. Thomas. Reporters understand that O'Keefe's bedroom door was kicked open and he was shot in his bed. According to the Morant Bay Criminal Investigations Branch, 6 9mm spent shells were found at the scene. On her way back from a night held for a cousin who died recently, the slain man's sister Primrose an inkling something was wrong. "Me just feel when the dead feeling come down upon me. Me never know my brother them kill," she told reporters, struggling to hold back tears. "Him no walk on trouble people, but God see and know who kill him." Detectives have not yet established a motive for the killing. St. Elizabeth businessman arrested after conjure seizure. Lawmen assigned to the Narcotics Division have placed in custody a 37-year-old businessman of a St. Elizabeth address after he was caught transporting a large quantity of conjure on Thursday, August 18. Reports are that about 8 a.m. during an operation which was being conducted along with members of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch on the Portmore Toll Road in St. Catherine, a 2013 Toyota Hiace bus transporting a quantity of processed food intended for export was intercepted. During a search, conjure weighed approximately 700 pounds with an estimated street value of approximately US $850,000 was found concealed in tin labeled as canned food. The vehicle along with the contraband were seized and the driver arrested on reasonable suspicion for breaches of the Dangerous Drug Act. Formal charges are expected to be laid pending an interview which is to be conducted in the presence of his attorney. The police are asking that a taxi driver by the name of Anthony Murray, otherwise Gus Brown of Mighttown address in Manchester, whom they believe can assist with their investigation, to contact the Narcotics Division. 13-year-old Taralee Corney missing since Thursday. An Ananda alert has been activated for 13-year-old Taralee Corney of Waterloo Road, Wellington Town in Kingston 2, who has been missing since Thursday, August 18. She is of dark complexion, medium build, and about 5 feet tall. Reports from the Wellington Town Police are that about 11 a.m., Taralee was last seen at home wearing a grey blouse, multicolored ties, and a pair of grey slippers. Anyone knowing Taralee's whereabouts is being asked to contact the Wellington Town Police at 876-922-2693, Police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Police still searching for gunmen in Halfway Tree Road shooting. The Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF is still searching for 3 gunmen who attacked a bus conductor Wednesday morning on Halfway Tree Road in a shooting incident which led to significant traffic congestion. According to the police, on Wednesday morning about 10:30, gunmen traveling in a white Toyota Axio motor car intercepted a coaster bus that was traveling northbound on the road in question and opened fire on the bus conductor. Further, the police say the bus conductor ran, but the gunmen gave chase, continued firing, and shot him 3 times before escaping in the waiting pro box. The bus conductor was taken to the Kingston Public Hospital where he was treated. Senior Superintendent and Commander of the St. Andrews Central Police Division, Marlon Nesbitt, though hesitant to reveal details, told reporters that the police were on the case despite being evaded by the criminals. The white pro box was quickly identified by the onlookers who were at the scene of the crime. It was then intercepted by the police, who were able to locate it along the road. Unfortunately, we were unable to capture and detain those inside. 3 men emerged from the vehicles after we halted it. There was no violence. The men just fled. As they ran into a build-up area, we could not give chase, and they remain at large. The probe is now in custody and will be used to help further the investigation. JLP Councillor Christopher Towson fined for traffic breach to answer to fraud charges. Jamaica Labour Party JLP councillor and businessman Christopher Towson, who is facing legal troubles after he was charged with fraud, appeared before the St. Anne Parish Court on Friday for breaches of the Road Traffic Act. Mr. Towson pleaded guilty to a charge of speeding and was fined $5,000. His attorney and namesake Christopher Townsend, who is his relative, told reporters that the consul remains in custody and is to return to Kingston to answer to the charges against him. The consul for the Olympic Gardens Division, who owns a fleet of buses, was charged on Tuesday by members of the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTB. It's alleged that he allowed another bus operator to use a license plate from one of his buses to operate in breach of the Road Traffic Act. PSTEB uncovered the fraud when it seized the bus with the false license plate. Investigations later led to Mr. Townsend being charged with fraudulent use of license plate, among other breaches. The bus operator has also been charged in the case. National Security Minister rewards PEP students. 11 children of employees at the Ministry of National Security were recognized for their outstanding performance in this year's Primary Exit Profile PEP. At a PEP award ceremony held on August 19 at the Ministry in Kingston, the students, who will attend secondary school in September, were presented with full package book bags containing various items needed for their lessons. Permanent Secretary Courtney Williams, who addressed the function, said the ministry takes pride in the achievements of children of the hard-working staff. He commended the students for their success. The 11 recipients that you see here today are at the corps of greatness. They are high achievers, budding brilliant thinkers, and young leaders of tomorrow. I want to acknowledge the sacrifices they have made to ensure successful places in their exams and further encourage them as they work towards building their future and our nation, Williams stated. He noted that children require dedication, support, stability, and funding to be successful, which is why the ministry implemented the PEP Awards. He acknowledged the work of the awards planned and selected committee and encouraged the children to continue to work hard as they transition to secondary education. Set your own goals and expectations for the future. Envision who you see yourselves as in the future. I know that dreams do come true with hard work. I want to encourage you to go out there and make yourselves proud, and in doing so, your parents and country will also be proud, Williams stated. Jamaican lottery scam ringleader gets 13 years in U.S. jail. A Jamaican man is to serve more than 13 years in a United States prison for being one of the leader of an international fraud scam, swindled cash from thousands of elderly Americans. David Odian McIntosh, 29, was on Tuesday sentenced by the United States District Judge Ronna Collins to 160 months in prison. McIntosh was previously found guilty by a federal jury of conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud, mail fraud, and conspiracy to commit money laundering. As part of his sentence, the court ordered McIntosh to pay approximately $0.18 million in restitution. According to a release from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Arizona on Friday, between 2013 and 2018, McIntosh, one of the leaders of an international fraud ring that targeted thousands of elderly victims across the United States. Investigations reveal that Jamaican-based scammers and others called elderly victims, claiming the victims had won a lottery or other prize. To receive their winnings, the victims were told that they must first pay money for taxes and fees. The fraudsters also provided some victims with phony letters claiming to be from the International Revenue Service (IRS) that threatened to seize their assets if they failed to pay the monies requested. The U.S. Attorney's Office informed that McIntosh's role in this scam was to distribute lead lists which contained the names and personal information of thousands of primarily elderly individuals for the scammers to contact and lure into the scheme. Additionally, McIntosh also conspired to launch portions of the fraudulent profiling approved by several agencies, including IRS and Federal Bureau of Investigations. McIntosh was arrested and later charged. All ministries to establish customer service units. The government will be establishing customer service or service excellence units in all ministries over the next 2 years. The move aligns with the recently launched Service Excellence Policy that will govern the standard of service delivered by the public sector to internal and external customers. Principal Director in the Office of the Cabinet's Public Sector Modernization Division PSMD Carlin Mackenzie Spencer made the disclosure during an interview. The Ministry of Finance and the Public Service will be supporting the PSMD in the implementation of the Service Excellence function. As a part of that, it is required for all ministries to have customer service units to monitor and to guide the implementations of the process of the Service Excellence Program, she said. She noted that the 2-year timeline takes into consideration the various ministries that are at different points in establishing their service excellence programs. There is a timeline for rollout. All ministries are at different stages in their development, and as such, one ministry will be capitated long before the other. We are hoping that we're able to have this in place within the next 2 years within all our ministries, she said. She said establishment of the units could be completed before the 2-year timeline, with the Ministry of Finance assisting ministries to engage the right personnel. The complete overhaul of customer service in the public sector is a process that will require staff adapting to new processes to ensure that the needs of customers are met. Mackenzie Spencer noted that each ministry has its own set of challenges, and the PSMD is committed to helping them make the necessary changes. Some public sector entities will require different approaches, so the persons within the service excellence function will be working closely with them, understanding their unique needs and their circumstances, she said. The one-size-fits-all is not going to work. In order to get them, the entities, to work well, someone will be sitting beside them and ensuring that whatever issues they're having, that is unique to them, we will be putting in place a strategy or mechanism to address it, Mackenzie Spencer stated. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification